sisters. Welcome back to Chats with Jack. I am Jack Talcott. And greetings, blessings, salutations, and love. Once again, welcome back to Chats with Jack. I am Jack Talcott, and I tell you what, once again, somehow, some way, God has graced me, and I am filled with peace, joy, and love once again. My hopes is that we have some fun conversations together today, that some ideas on this topic, observations on love. Oh, love really is my favorite topic, right next to God and ending wars. They all go together for me. I got a lot of favorites now. And love, man, love it's miraculous, guys. Happy Tuesday. Happy Talcott Tuesday to all of us who are joining here. Let's jump through this Talcott Tuesday. This concept, I was thinking about this deeply. How it is true. Love is the bridge between you and everything, just like it is the bridge between me and everything. Love truly is a mysterious power that is worthy of your, mine. It's worthy of our attention and care. Love, it is the unifying force that God allows into our lives, and love makes life worth living. I've lived without it. It sucks, but it's always there waiting for you. So if you can play with these ideas for yourself, give yourself permission to surrender to the love that you are naturally within. In the present gift of life and today, we are surrounded by love, created by love, brought here for the purpose of love and life and discovery. That's what I've convinced myself to believe. And here's the truth. You can believe whatever you want. It doesn't matter to me. I believe in love. I believe that God is true. I don't just believe that. I know that. I trust that God is more true than you or I. I trust that love is available for you and I from that God who is true more than you and I. It's a miraculous gift of life, brothers and sisters. We've been given our lives to live once again today. It's already January 7th, man. Holy cows. We're into 2025, and I got these big ideas of where where this year may lead us. But where the year leads us, or what the past did, it's kind of irrelevant to today. It becomes relevant if you don't allow yourself to be at peace with love. Then the past matters. Then the future matters. But if you make your priority, I am at peace, I am with love, I am the goodness that God intended me to become. Tell these things to yourself. Powers of affirmations, man. The things we tell ourselves. Pay attention to the voices that you allow yourself to hear, especially when you're alone. Because if you hear a bunch of negativity and a bunch of arguments when you're all by yourself, it's a sign of confusion. It's as simple as that. And, here's who Jack is. Today, I'm transitioning myself. I'm refocusing myself, trying to break away not trying. I am working to improve myself, and to improve myself, that means purifying myself, becoming more natural, reducing the toxins. I still have my coffee cup, but I dropped the caffeine, dropped the cannabis, dropped the nicotine. And I'm working on this goal for me. So, I've tried in the past, but I have faith, brothers and sisters. We're here to live with love. So, what are I'll just do some brief, I mean, it's real obvious. I could point all this stuff out, but to be honest, I'd love to have conversations with people. And if people are willing to discuss, feel free to share in the observations of love. That's the purpose for that link today. To share in the observations, the experience, the discussions of love, because that's what's here and now. Love. It's kind of a no-brainer, but when you stop and you think about some of these words, you gain a more clear definition for yourself inside of you. So I encourage you, spend time with your own mind, thinking about some of these words so that you know love when it's there, and you recognize where it may be lacking, where you can offer forth more love. Love is responsible. It accepts accountability, not just for the self, but for the object of the love. So if you don't feel responsible for anything beyond you, you've got some work to do growing in your love. Okay. And I'm not, it's a fine line. The path of truth is a narrow one. You must walk it consciously so that you're honest with yourself. I'm not suggesting becoming attached or keeping yourself in unhealthy relationships where you're unappreciated, where you're constantly challenged. I mean, you can do that as long as you want, but be honest with yourself. We are responsible not just for who we are, we're responsible in part for anyone else we experience. Because anyone we experience, we are playing a part in their experience. And here online, brothers and sisters, if you've been a part of this Talcottian adventure for a little while, you've seen this, you've seen the scenes. You've seen people showing up who just want to argue and want to diminish other people. It's a real unhealthy pattern, but it's normalized in this diseased world we live in. So first thing with love, I suggest responsibility. If you're not responsible, if you're not willing to be responsible, you're not willing to be with love, reasonable. Love is reasonable. It is more than fair. It's generous. Love is the goodness that is. Here's a guest who has been crying out for love for quite a while. See what today brings.
Actually,
Welcome.
do you see the verse I put in the back of your thing?
Ephesians 2:8-9. For by grace you have been saved through faith. And this is not your own doing. It is the gift of God, not a result of works, so that no one may boast. Snafu, thank you. That's what I was trying to point out yesterday. It is by God's grace.
Okay, if
So
I may though, that's the reason
God's
I pulled that
grace.
verse. If I may,
Please,
the reason I pulled that verse is because it goes against, not on purpose, I'm not going against you, but biblically, like I explained to you, we can go over this to help you with your studies. Love is not the way to salvation. The works.
Snafu, if you're convinced you know it all, you're wrong.
I know it all. I just know what blasphemy is, changing verses.
No,
They actually mean.
Snafu, I didn't, you know what? I don't want to be, please forgive that. I don't want to just jump right to this, but my patience with you is very, very limited, brother. It's been a long few years facing your nonsense, your ridicule, your attacks. You have crossed the line, Snafu, in so many times. For you to join my stream, emboldened and with the hubris you have, to join me to tell me about God, when you are clearly in need, Snafu.
Why are you getting so angry and studying
Why do you
verses
think?
or talking about God?
Hey, Snafu, don't stay confused. Why do you think you're
I'm not
seeing
confused
Jack's frustration again?
because you get upset when you're told you're wrong,
By people who
especially when
are
it pertains to
wrong?
God,
Well,
especially when it pertains
Snafu,
to the biblical scriptures.
Snafu, you are the one who is wrong. You're twisting what I say, making accusations of blasphemy when you have no. You're a dishonest man, Snafu, and I don't know how to communicate with you. I've tried for so
So
long,
yesterday,
but you're just like Paul. You're arrogant, you're confused, you're stubborn, you're unwilling to recognize when you're wrong, when you're foolish. Oh, praise God, man. Hey, what do I do? What do I do with this, guys? Sincerely, I don't want to waste our time trying to communicate with people who really don't care. But we've got. I'm going to give you another chance, Snafu, with a request.
what
Help
do you
me.
mean here? I brought a verse because of your message you said yesterday. Yesterday, you said, I'll pull the fucking timestamp. You said, all we need is love, which you have said multiple times over the years. That verse discredits what you said. You do
Snafu,
not fucking obtain
Snafu,
salvation through works. So
Snafu.
get angry, Jack. Eyebrows furrowed, you demon. Keep
No,
changing God's word.
no.
That's what you're doing.
If anyone has questions about this, please feel free. Snafu brought out words of scripture. I don't disagree with the scripture, Snafu. I disagree with you because you're a fool. You know what, Trexty? Thank you. I don't know if I keep falling for it or if I do still have hope and faith. I try not to lose hope and faith in people because lots of people threw me away, right? That's my testimony. This is my life I'm living. I don't like giving up on people because so many were so quick to do that to me. I know I can help Snafu. I know he could help me. He doesn't want to help me and he doesn't want to be helped. So back to this comment. That guy seems intent on winding you up. Yep, he loves it. I don't need to waste time trying to communicate with him. He wants my anger, and I do not. Thank you, Trexty. Please, you're welcome to click the link or even connect. I'm available and open. Sincerely, anyone who wants to share, be respectful of our time. Share time. I'm happy to connect and talk with anybody. I'm really looking forward to it. Somewhere in time. Thank you. Talcott, Tuesdays, staying on track. That's the goal. Here, where is the track? How do we know when we're on the right path? How do we know when we are on the track? Many variables. However, what I've been convincing myself is to accept the truth that I can know. There's lots of answers, lots of information out there where I've been unable to find those answers, particularly when it deals with human beings. human beings don't like to communicate honestly, at least not the ones who I've been trying to communicate with. But I've been teaching myself, I've given myself permission to accept where I am today, right now, just like you. God has brought us here. God has placed us here. Now, what we do from right here and right now is entirely up to us. And I really don't want to argue with fools anymore, Snafu. Please don't click this link anymore. Okay? But then again, here, help. I would love another opinion. Okay? Because if that is true, that God has me right here and where I am, well, that means that God brought Snafu into my backstage as well. So what do I do with these things? I've been trying to be polite. I have been polite. There's been occasions where I've dropped, but brothers and sisters, you're just like me. Whether you want to accept it or not, we're all the same. We are all the beings of light and love, the spiritual beings sent here into the physical form to discover the day, to discover who we might become. But I tell you what, if you don't have thoughts of God in your mind, this is my past experience, and I never understood this. It didn't make sense to me. How can you be efficient if you're going to be thinking of God all the time? No, you got to pay attention to what's going on. You can't think of God. You got to deal with the fires. You got to deal with the emergencies. Okay, partially true. However, in my personal experience, right, it's from mysteries, from the progression of life. That's where our answers come from. Hey, and I'm welcome, Trexty. How are you, my friend?
I can hear you and myself like echoing. I wonder if I could.
You may have, check your tabs, your web browser tabs. You may have YouTube still playing.
Yeah,
just
that's work. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Yeah, cheers. Hi, how are you?
I'm feeling blessed and I'm excited to meet you. Welcome.
Yeah, you too. This is really weird. I've never joined a live before, and I've only really come across your channel recently through watching Jubilee. And and I came across Jubilee. I don't know how, but I said to her in a comment on your channel the other day, because I was watching one of her lives and she left because you had some news. So I kind of followed her over, and then I was observing some of the stuff that was going on here. And I had also, I'm rambling here now, sorry, but I had watched a lot of yourself and Jubilee's interactions. She had watched the stuff. It's just really interesting stuff going on here, man. I would have like no connection to what's going on, and suddenly I'm watching this stuff. And I told Jubilee the other day, when I initially came across her, she bugged the crap out of I'm looking at her and she's really annoying me, and I'm thinking, why do I do this? Sometimes I watch things on, like, over the years on YouTube, just that this person's irritating me, but I keep listening. And I said, you know what, through listening to her, and she, by her own volition, she'll say word salad and her aphasia, and she will talk, but I'm listening and listening and thinking, Jesus, actually this woman makes a lot of sense when you filter through that. And she has a frustration in that herself, trying to communicate. But yeah, it's just really interesting. And this old woman is a Jesus denier too. You've got some really really strange people on here. That's all okay. That's what made me want to join, because it's you've got love behind you, And it's actually really interesting to watch you communicate sometimes, because you just seem to be so like blissed out, and then there's these people just showing up with their fucking, excuse my French, bullshit. And it's really interesting because the line of work I'm in, I work with so I don't want to get too detailed, but I would work with offenders, people who have been violent in their lives, and it's interesting to see it play out on social media. Like, these guys are just so eager to get the I'm raging and I'm angry, you get angry too, but you're not getting angry enough quick enough. And it's like, what the fuck, man? Like, and I know what you were saying there. That's what made me want to join, is when you said, like, you don't want to give up on people. You don't have to give up on them, but you don't have to dance their dance. Like, and I actually watched you go from just the best time, man, and suddenly fucking snafu. This guy's got so much going on, and it is sad, and I don't envy any of them. You know, I don't wish misery on anybody, but they're looking for you to dance that miserable dance with them, like, and it's yeah, it's not good. And I think whatever you're throwing out there, they'll get benefit from it without you having to get into that with them. I'm so sorry for coming up and going on a rampage. I never would normally do this, but there was just something moved me to talk to you, because it was seeing it play out live. You're happy, Jack. Actually see you can see the shadow forming, and it's like, I don't blame this guy. And especially, did you say this has been going on for years? Like, you know, you're giving up on these people, but like, also, what do you do with someone keeps throwing shit? Like, that's a them problem.
It's been very interesting. Hey, and thank you for joining. What I heard is you found yourself triggered, right? Found someone that triggered you, but you looked at it and you paid attention, and you're learning and growing, and it brought you here. Thank you.
Yeah, I've no business judging anybody, but it's human, and anyone who says they don't judge is lying. I'm totally non-judgmental. We all judge, but it's what you do with it. So yeah, I don't know. There's something I like about watching you and Jubilee, and yeah, there's a real honest to goodness decency there, you know.
Hey, do you mind? There's been several comments from the chat already. Curious about your
sorry.
I am too.
Yeah, I'm Irish. Yeah, so I'm in Ireland. I'm actually from the southeast coast at Wexford, but I live in the Midlands for years. That's where I'm living and working. So Wexford is where I'm from, and yeah, I live in slap bang in the middle of Ireland, Westmeath. It's called. Yeah.
Thank you. I've never been to Ireland, but I hope to one day. It looks beautiful.
Yeah. It's freezing cold at the moment, but yeah, no, it's definitely got its what's the word? It's got some
possibilities. It's got its potential.
Possibilities. That's the word. It's late at night here. I've lost the ability to speak, obviously, but yeah. Look, thank you for letting me pop up here. I don't know what possessed me to do so, but I just you seem like a cool guy, and I don't like to see people trying to pull that happiness out. You know, it's not good.
Are you a
maybe
lady
it is God's will, Sam? I don't know. The more I think I know, the more I realize I know nothing. Maybe it is God's will, but
that's how it works. That's what I've learned for myself too.
Yeah.
And sister, I want to plant some seeds, because especially, you know of me, but I don't know how much. And if you've seen the past with past conversations with Jubilee and I, you saw me get triggered by her too, right?
Sure did.
Oh my God.
Yeah, absolutely. No, it was fascinating. Because like that total transparency. Like I'm watching, kind of going, oh my God, on the face of it, you know, yourself, definitely Jubilee, I would be initially rolling my eye. Oh, what's this bullshit? They're talking absolute crap. Look at this fucking. And I actually, there was a learning in it for me as well. I'm like, you just, when you stick with this, it's like, no, you don't get to just dismiss these people at all. And the further down the rabbit hole I'm going, I'm like, yeah, there's just something very, there's a goodness in it. Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, Trexty, Jubilee and I think, I don't know if she sees the same thing I do, but before her and I met, she had in her heart that she was supposed to play a part in overturning capitalism and bringing forth the Jubilee here into the world.
Yes.
Well,
and a world that works for everyone.
A world without wars. That's my purpose. A world without wars.
What a lovely purpose. Can't say fairer than that, like.
Right. And Trexty, this is what I want to point this out for you and the other viewers who have seen the insanity that I've been entertaining, confronting, whatever you want to call it. I'll accept responsibility. I've brought this chaos into my life, but if this is real, like this life we're living, if this is real, we have the chance right now today to find a way to end wars and get the people serving in the governments to start working towards immediate reforms. As soon as mankind unites and gets beyond our little disagreements and our opinions, well, that's where love is. Love is present. It's hidden behind our disagreements, hidden behind our unsatisfactory opinions.
Yeah.
Hey, I can go on and on, but I want to be respectful and have.
Oh, hey, I have no business judging anyone for going on and on. I turned up on your channel and went on a rant that probably didn't make much sense either. No, I really, there's something really lovely in what you're doing, and I suppose, it just dawned on me. You don't want to give up on these people, but there's something going on there where it's, you recognize it yourself. It's that there's a real, and it is sad. It's shitty that people feel like that. They're deeply angry and wounded and lashing out, but yeah, I can see you're seeing a complete flip side of that, and it's probably frustrating to see someone down in the depths and come on, look how close you are to something so much better. That's of course that's frustrating. Yeah.
Thank you for seeing that.
Hey, that's okay. Good on you, Jack.
It is true, though. I spent a lot of my life in these patterns of anger, ready to lash out at people, always finding how people were not good enough, what their failure was, what my failure was. And I lived in misery, and it sucked. Yeah. And I know the key to accept the path we've been given. It's just to drop in and to accept the being nature of who you are. Snafu, please listen. He's in the back. And actually, Trexty, you didn't give a lot of details, but you have experience dealing with wounded individuals, right? Emotionally wounded.
Yeah. All the time. And I see that it's tragic. It's just when I heard you saying, because I don't give up on these guys or anything either, but you can't. There's a reflection that happens, that they'll come to this stuff or they'll see a way, but I desperately want to, and I have it now. I see, when I saw what was happening with you, I even, in my experience in this work for years, sometimes want to hand it to come on, you're so close to, a much happier life for yourself, for everyone you come into contact with, the people you care about. Some of these guys would have lost everyone they care about, and they're raging, and it's so frustrating. You want to hand it to them, what, you know, how you can be better with love, with acceptance, all that, but you can't hand it to people. It has to, you know, there has to be a reflection, and for it to click. But that's why I think sometimes just in what you're doing, you just, like, you're being your best self. You've got your, when you've got your message and it's pure and you're talking it out, you know, who knows, maybe one day Snafu, whoever that's listening, maybe something will land, and now all the fighting drops, and it's like, oh fuck, what was I doing, man? Why did I do that? I was making myself so fucking miserable, you know.
That's what I learned about myself. Once I finally found the answers to my problems, my alcoholism, my addictions, my low self-worth, all of that garbage I used to carry, once I found the answers, they were always there. I was stupid. I was out of my mind because I'd convinced myself that I knew things that I didn't. And Snafu is still in the back here bringing up false accusations.
Yeah. And why is he doing that, do you think? If you come out of just for a moment, what's he doing, or what's he looking for?
I've given it quite a bit of thought, and I consider there's probably different variables. In the spiritual aspect, I think it's pretty clear. My devotion, my time, I know my thoughts, I know how I spend my day, and I am devoted to God. Yeah. Snafu doesn't like that idea that someone like him could be that way, but on the psychological sense, well, and again, I've heard this from many others, those who have found their way to trying to be more spiritual, right? They've recommitted themselves to following Christ or to becoming greater people. We get challenged. It's not an easy road for anyone, but the ease comes in with knowing you're not alone. And this is what I've been doing. I know I'm not alone. I know the mistakes I used to make. I know how regretful I was when I said, why did it take me so long to change? Trexty, I've been doing these live streams for the most part 7 days a week for, I don't know, at least a couple of years. It seems like it's been forever for a while. Yeah. And people are accusing me of looping. But what it is I keep finding these bruised and broken people who are living in the past. So Trexty, we've got two different personalities in the back. One of them is Snafu, hurt and wounded, and he wants to lash out like a beast and accuse everyone. And the other one is less wild, but he's a very practiced manipulator, very passive aggressive and very insulting. I feel strong with you here. Are you willing to entertain this? See if we can communicate with people?
I only get paid to deal with this bullshit, Jack, but I'm joking. I'm joking. Hey, whatever. I got, no, sure.
Just so you know.
I'll probably dip out if it's just going to turn into a slanging match, because I genuinely don't have I'm just not interested. But
tell you what. Oops, sorry to interrupt. But let me offer, so you realize there's no expectations from me. Absolutely. Go whatever, but I'm with you. I do not want to entertain the negativity and the nastiness. However, you have experience. You seem to be very intelligent and kind and caring. So
they're so appreciative of that, I'm sure. Who are we looking at? Crybaby Guru?
Hello, Mr. King. And hello, Trexy.
Hi.
Have you done your homework on Jack? No, I don't think so. But we're
I,
gonna
you know
send
what?
your employer. I'm
Hey,
gonna
sorry, dude.
contact your employers in
You
Ireland
just
and see if they're
uh,
okay with you being on.
I've had enough
hey,
of
why'd you cut him
that.
off? That was fine.
Oh, did
Um,
well,
oh, hey,
sorry,
no,
we have
sorry. I thought it was interesting when someone asks a question and then continues talking. It's like,
Hello. Is this live? Am I on?
you are
hi.
on, Stephen, and welcome, Margot. How are you today?
I'm well, thank you. Hello,
Hello,
Stephen.
Margot. Hello,
Hello.
Trex. Is it
Hi,
Trexty
everybody.
too?
Yeah,
Hi.
yeah,
How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm fantastic. I'm here to save the day.
Oh,
Is that what you
wonderful.
think?
Sorry?
Is that what you think you're here to save the day? So help me better understand you. Elaborate. What are you saving? What do you think you're here to do?
I'm here to save the show. It's showtime. I'm King Stephen, and King Stephen is here to save the day. Am I looking at the right calendar, or is it Titty Cot Tuesday today? Is it Tuesday?
Stephen, this isn't a
Yes.
show. I mean, it is a show, but it's not for your juvenile entertainment behavior. I know that's what your stream is. You love the juvenile behavior and the clown show.
No.
But
No, I
here,
don't.
Stephen,
Jack, is this the
I've
other?
entered
Because you said about snafu, and then you said there was. Is this the other
this
person?
is
Because Crybaby Guru.
No,
I'm the
it's
I'm lost.
me.
handsome
I'm
I'm
the
the
Go ahead.
handsome one, Trexty. I'm the
I-
handsome rich one.
I'm the
Well,
clown.
I can't see you,
no,
buddy.
no, Margot. In this case,
Well,
Stephen
do you see
is
my
the
crown?
clown.
Do you see my
Stephen,
crown, Trexty?
yeah,
Sorry.
Well,
Go
Stephen.
ahead, Jack.
it's an avatar. I can't see any
Go ahead,
human
Jack.
being. So.
Sorry.
Hey, in all reality, Stephen, consider this, please, because I was thinking specifically about the selfishness you and Polly Boy showed to me the other day. And I
Huh?
was looking at your behaviors, how boastful both of you are. You're so proud of the character who you show. And what I realized is because of your lack of humility, and your disrespect of what is true, you've manipulated yourself into believing the shit you say.
Jack,
Jack,
I'm arriving here as a humble puppet, a humble king.
may I
Right?
ask a question?
Please, Mark.
What happened the other day? I missed it.
Oh, it was just oh, I shared the my good news, and there's an opportunity for people to, if they can afford to, help me fund this unanticipated expense. I'm investing in me, and I shared Stephen and Paul. They've used me for years. Used me. Just totally mocked me, took my name through the mud. They haven't given me anything of value. So they both brag about their wealth. And I pointed out to them, Stephen, Paul, it's an opportunity. They chose to be selfish. Praise God.
I'm sorry.
Thank you. But it's a lesson I learned. I mean, it's a lesson I learned from my past too. When opportunities come up in life, if you've got an opportunity to serve someone and you don't, what are you doing? Serving the devil? I mean, that's literally what I've been facing on my own. This is a testimony. I'm sure God has given me this life, and I feel the goal in my heart. I feel these have been here for a purpose. But I have truly learned that that is the problem of America. Men and women don't serve one another, they serve themselves. And in serving themselves, we end up with clowns like Joe Biden and Donald Trump in the White House, sending young men and women off into danger and paying for the murder and genocide of other people around the world. Selfishness has corrupted and destroyed many, many men and women. So
Well, I see that in Polly. I mean, he's just mean. I don't see that in King Stephen. I see actually great value. I know you guys don't see. I don't
Sorry,
see
Margot.
you.
Margot, which one is Paulie, that crybaby guy, crybaby guru, or no? I can't keep track of these guys. Jesus Christ, how many of these have you got coming in here? What's going on?
There's a number. Stephen is the one with the crown. The one crybaby guru.
Yeah,
That is actually Paul's face that Snafu is using. So this is it. They're agents of chaos, serving the devil, running around spreading confusion and hate and fear.
yeah, but they sound so like they're really like think they're doing something important. Or what your man was I'm gonna contact your employer to what? What for what reason? Like bizarre. Are they just like on a mission to try and make everybody feel frightened of them, or what is it? I'm far too new to this. There's obviously a huge history here that I'm not aware of. Sorry, Margot, to cut over you. But
No, that's okay.
the way they come in, they sound so like.
Snafu feels that Jack could be harmful to others, so he wants Jack gone. And King Stephen and I think a lot alike on things. And Jack and I have had great issues in the past.
Yeah, I got some of that on Jubilee's channel.
I kind of had this epiphany that when I don't share my opinions with Jack, we get along pretty good. I mean, I share my knowledge, but I keep my opinions to myself. Jack isn't here to hear other people's opinions, I believe. Does that make sense? Would you agree with that, Jack?
I do. Yeah.
I love that. I do. I hear your opinion.
He's, and I'm one of the hats I wear is an educator, and I think Jack also is an educator. And when people come, it's like me in my classroom. I don't want my students to raise their hand and say, "You're full of shit," and "Fuck off, Miss Davy." I want them to tell me what they've learned from me and about the content that I'm sharing. So Jack wants to, if he's hearing information from people, it's what they're learning from him. Again, more as an educator. He doesn't want people to come up here and say, "We don't agree with you, Jack, and this is how we feel." He doesn't want that.
Yes and no. Margot, you are right. I really don't. I am so fed. I'm worn out. It's been my testimony. It has been over 7 years. I have not really felt the fellowship or friendship of other human beings in my life for a long time. I'm not as bad as many of these people want me to believe. And this is what's insane to me. How, after all these years, all the words that I've been saying, how has nothing of value been seen by Stephen or Snafu? They're insane. And that's not just them. I mean, I've got a long list of people in my life that have just been, hey, there's one of the favorites, right? Chucky boy. Got an opinion about everything, especially Jack.
I love Chuck.
I know you do.
I had a thought and I forgot. Oh, I was going to say, our reputation can be made in 1 second, but last a lifetime, good or bad.
Yeah, Margot.
And our history is full of them.
Well, Margot, you played a big part in my reputation.
I know.
I worked damn hard to build the reputation of character and honor, trustworthiness that I had in the past. Okay? There's plenty of evidence with my time in the military, as an employee with the postal service, within the union organization. I have tons and tons of success and achievement, track records proving my integrity, proving my dedication.
And you were honored for that.
No, Margot. No, Margot.
past.
Remember, Margot,
No, I
you
know.
remember
No,
our
hear me out.
buddies?
Hear me out. Hear me out,
Mm.
please.
Okay. Yes, please. Thank you.
The people. Okay, I'm going to speak for. I'm going to say what I heard, because that's all I can do. I can't talk about anyone else but me. What I heard from some of our mutual acquaintances from the post office is that they thought you used to be a great guy, and then there were opinions about a lot of things that weren't shared, and they went elsewhere. They didn't agree with you, and they went elsewhere. That's what I've heard. So I'm not going to, it doesn't negate what you did with them prior. They don't. Does that make sense?
No, the only thing that changed was their opinions about me.
You didn't change.
Margot, I have improved. I have completely transformed my inner state of being from being afraid and angry to being grateful, generous, filled with love. So, Margot, the only thing that changed from my son to my coworkers was their opinion. And then, because of their opinion, they shoved me away. And Margot, I love you, my friend, but you were a part of convincing people to stay away from me. And it blew my mind. Still does.
I was concerned for a while.
But you didn't communicate to understand what you thought you were concerned of. If you had a conversation with me like we're doing more recently.
May I respond to that?
Please.
My area of expertise is behavior, and that's what I was looking at.
No, you were looking at your thoughts on my behavior. You did not look honestly.
You want to go through some of the things I was concerned about? Because I will.
Is that relevant?
Well, I mean, if you're
claiming
that I only went on what I heard.
Well, how about this, Margot? You have repeatedly, publicly on this stream and others, pointed out that you were concerned for the safety and welfare of the children in your school that are not in my neighborhood, but because allegedly you got an alert that Jack was ready to end himself. So, Margot, if a man is so done that he's ready to end his life, why do you think he needs to be attacked and publicly mocked? Because that's what you were doing.
Well, are you asking me a question, or are you just asking a hypothetical question for me to hear? Do you want a response or not?
Yeah, please.
When someone is threatening to unlive themselves in the mental health industry, that is an irrational, unhealthy thought.
No shit, Sherlock.
And if they're willing to unlive themselves, there's a lot of homicidal, suicidal people out there that are going to take others down with them.
Mm-hmm. So
if you're threatening to unlive yourself, there's a potential for danger to the people around you. Am I wrong?
Is that the case every time, Margot?
No.
Actually, you know what, Margot? This is so frustrating.
Sorry to jump in there, Jack. At the time that you were feeling that way, were you using language about harming other people, or had you expressed that you wanted to harm people?
No.
So you expressed that you had come to a point where you felt you couldn't carry on. But was there any language in that of violence towards other people? Because like suicidal ideation and homicidal would obviously cross over, but it's not. Unfortunately, such a high rate of suicide in this country of way
But
too
there
much.
was a lot of
knowledge
rageful
about-
behavior.
Trexty, thank you
Would-
for
would-
that question, because that was spot on.
There was a lot of rageful behavior.
Margot,
Yes.
there was rumors of rage from people who avoided me, spent no time with me, never gave me a chance to be Jack, right? You started this conversation. Our friends, the people who used to work with me, they convinced themselves illogically the old Jack is dead. No, I'm alive. They're lying to themselves. They're in delusions, but people get offended when I say that.
But you were angry, and that's why the neighbors didn't want anything to do with you.
Margot,
Yes.
I know that's what you want to believe.
Well, that
Okay.
is
Margot,
what. Yes.
Margot,
I'm not trying to make you mad, Jack.
Margot.
I'm just sharing what I do
I know.
know.
Margot, and please, I realize I'm a little sensitive on this myself because there's so many unresolved results, right?
And I'm
But
sorry for that.
back to the point, Margot. So allegedly, according to you, I was angry. I was completely alone and contemplating ending myself. And so you and others who I care about chose to publicly mock me and humiliate me. No private conversations. Jack, what's going on? Jack, are you okay? What's going on? No one. As a matter of fact, one of my best friends, Charles, you know Charles, Margot.
Yes, I do.
He was actually the man I called when I was at my end saying, I don't know what to do. And he didn't help me. He lashed out at me, started insulting me, and then called the authorities. And then, of course, once the authorities get in, well, oh, Jesus, that's scary because there's the police and there's the inspectors and the office of the inspector general. Bunch of fucking clowns sent
That'll
to
help when you're
harass me.
suicidal. I fucking hell. Just sorry, I happen to do myself the disservice of glancing over at the chat here, just for the benefit of Crybaby Guru. It's not really the done thing to, before you speak to anyone, have a deep level of research. What did he say? I came on here without having fully researched your background. What the fuck? Is everything okay at home, Crybaby Guru? The stuff you're saying, hey, I don't know, and it's certainly not information I would be taken as fact from someone who's clearly trolling a page, but that would be something for Jack to discuss if he wanted to. But yeah, what a strange thing. I shouldn't be talking to people without having researched them first. Can you send me your background and everything about yourself? Because, oh no, I'm talking to you now. These
You're
people,
on Jack's channel. You and him can have a conversation about anything you fucking want.
Absolutely, yeah. But look, I had just kind of had snippets of this, lots of clips that I'd come across. But the other night, I just saw more weird shit with that guy Snafu. But whoever this Crybaby guy is, he's having some kind of seizure in the chat there. But yeah, no, I'm sorry I didn't do hours of research before I began.
Don't be sorry. You don't need to be sorry.
I'm not. I'm being fully facetious. But I know I'm going
to speak for Jack. Jack is looking for new people and people with fresh perspectives and people that aren't going to come up here and have conversations like me right now.
I just like to find.
But one thing Jack knows is I don't hold my tongue, and I'm going to share how I feel, Jack, sometimes.
Hey, Margot, while we have you, because like I was saying to Jack, I don't know if you caught when I came in there, I would have come across Jack through Jubilee, who irritated the absolute shit out of me for probably 2 months. And then through lots of the stuff that she was saying, she kept talking about this Ali Priestley woman, and Ali Priestley. I was going, Jesus, poor Ali Priestley must fucking be so sick listening to this woman. She's crazy.
She is
and
crazy.
She kept talking. She kept talking and she kept talking. You know what? If she's crazy, maybe. But there are threads of absolute clarity in there that are jarring at times. And I stopped being quite as, I still would get irritated by her, but I've listened to her for long enough that I'm like, yeah, there's some real clarity in what she says, and she gets extremely frustrated, and she, as she says, talks in word salad, she talks in circles. But Jesus Christ, that when I looked at Ali Priestley, on the face of it looked like somebody who was the person making all the sense, snappy, quick to the point. This lady is online saying that I was sent to her by God, and you know she's working for God, and she, you know, she's going to sacrifice her child. Her child is in danger, and then, you know, looking at what actually was said, it wasn't like that at all. And look, I could be here for hours about it, but as I say, and then seeing parts of what's going on with Jack and Jubilee, and then yourself and Jubilee, Margot, were online the other
please
night.
don't put my name and her name in the same sentence. Thank you.
That's interesting. No, we were on the channel at the same time, and you were talking to each other.
Oh,
and yeah. So, is it okay to ask you about a conversation or that you had, or
you can. It will allow me to clarify anything.
I always think like it's nobody should be pushed into anything, but it was just, I ended up in the chat that night, or I think one of the women was saying, "Where's Margot? Where's Margot?" I was like, "What's going on here?" But she was saying that Jubilee should apologize, and then Jubilee's off on a rampage, and of course it takes me ages to find out what the hell she's waffling on about, because like I say, Jubilee annoys me sometimes with that. However, in the midst of it, she had mentioned like a really horrible so she had been told that she had called for the desecration of a grave, and in reference to your son, who I'm so sorry you lost your son, but she did say that she was being accused of calling for the desecration of a grave. And having listened to her for months, and as annoying as sometimes I find her, I found that to be like so far left field of like something she would say, that I was like, come on, that can't be right. They're actually, and maybe you can put this right, or maybe you can point it out. Did Jubilee call for the desecration of a grave? Because I find it really hard to believe, considering how she normally would communicate. I'll be blunt. I'm almost coming at this as if, you know, did she? I sincerely don't believe she did that. However, I'm open to hearing, you know, maybe I got her completely wrong in that instance. Maybe she did act out of character. Did she call for the desecration of someone's grave? Because that's a horrific thing to do, and it would be an awful thing to be accused of as well, you know.
She did not say it like that.
Yeah.
She did not say it exactly like that.
She said
many things on Jack's channel. She said that
Jubilee would say a lot of things.
She said that I threatened her. She also said that I want children taken away from their parents.
I know. No, I understand, because she will say as part of a system.
Yes,
Jack,
yes.
I'm sorry, and I wouldn't. This is really just because I really want to communicate this. I've just noticed that this has gone around a little bit. I know Jubilee will say things like, when she says, my understanding of it is, you know, you want children taken away from their parents. It's, you know, you're part of a system that will call for CPS before, you know, help from the immediate people around you. She always talks about the village stuff. I think that actually makes sense, but the way Jubilee says it maybe sounds like you want to come and, you know, take my child. I mean, I think, you know, she doesn't actually think you want to come and take away your child.
Well,
so I do
understand. but she says a
what I'm
lot of
asking,
things.
what I'm asking, I suppose, is, and I'll be honest myself, because that's the best way to communicate. I don't believe that she said anything alike, come desecrate this grave, or anything about desecrating a grave. And if she didn't, would it be a good thing to kind of own that, maybe there are things that I don't like about Jubilee, or there's things she says that piss me off, or I think she's wrong about. But I said she called for the desecration of a grave, and that's a heavy thing to say as well, and I don't see any
Yes, it
evidence.
is. And it is also a heavy thing to say that,
Yeah.
that especially in my profession, that I want children removed from their parents.
Yes,
Margot, you did that with me.
That's it too. But I'm just,
well, wait. I want 1 minute to say something.
Sure. Yeah. Sure.
I did say that I believe that the authorities do need to look at situations where someone is mentally unstable, that the authorities do need to look at that situation. And Jack sued for custody of his child because he felt his ex-wife was unstable.
Margot.
Yes.
I've been patient. Okay.
You did sue for custody of your child.
Right here and now. I've been patient.
You sued for custody of your child. Why?
Margot, please shut up so I can speak. Okay.
Jack.
I appreciate this conversation because, Margot, you have patterns. You have patterns of no actual, experience or observation. You don't actually look at someone as a professional. You look from a distance.
Did you sue for custody of your child?
Margot?
Did you?
Margot? Irrelevant.
But did you?
What is your point, Margot?
I said that the
Hey, Margot?
Yes. You asked me a question, Jack.
I know, but I really don't care about that point because it's off. It's off. Margot?
Hey, Jack, can I come in here, please? I feel really cheeky doing this, but I also think it might be good. It's really interesting. Margot, you're saying to Jack, I asked you a question, and you're getting heated a little bit as well, Jack. But Margot.
Yes.
Did Jubilee call for the desecration of somebody's grave? And if I was to get, if I was to communicate the same way,
not
as
in those terms, no, not in the terms that you just used.
No, but in what terms? Because are there terms whereby she called for? That's a very specific thing. You might call for the desecration of a grave. I don't know how, but in what words did she call for the desecration of a grave?
I don't remember her exact words. It's no longer there.
If somebody called for the desecration of a loved one's grave, I'll tell you, it would be burnt into
YouTube removed the video. I reported there were 2 videos. One is still up.
Yeah.
And there's still a picture of my son's grave location. But there was a video removed after I reported it that did not meet YouTube standards.
Totally. And I get, I would report it too.
Exactly. The exact words, I do not recall.
Sure, I get that. Roughly. In what way? This is what I mean. If somebody called for the desecration of a grave of a loved one of mine, the words would be burnt into my brain, but I may not remember them verbatim. But in what context? And this is not, I'm interested in this just in the broader sense, because it's
enough that YouTube took down the video.
How about this?
But I keep asking because I'm so interested.
I keep telling you, I don't remember. Not to the words that you said, but to the point that myself felt.
Yeah. Sorry, Jack. I didn't mean to take over there. It's just that I think that's kind of interesting in a number of ways, because it was like, Jack, answer the question. I'm asking you a question. And yet, if somebody...
And I'm answering the question.
You're not, though. I keep asking, and it's really bizarre.
And I'm telling you,
in what way, even not verbatim, in what way would somebody ask for the desecration of a grave? Like what? Like, come and here's where the grave is. You should come and do this, or do this to the grave. Like how? It's such a bizarre and horrible
When I
thing.
pointed out, it's not that confusing.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
number one,
Margot,
I
asked permission, and I'm going to continue doing what I asked to do. Okay? It's not that complicated.
Okay. May I respond?
Margot.
May I respond? I am being careful because of further retaliation. So I'm not going to put myself in a situation where that person is going to say, you said I did exactly this. So I'm not going to say anything that I don't know for 100% sure. I do not remember her exact wording. I watched the video and I was so blown away by what she said.
But what did she say?
She doesn't know, Trexty. We've been through this conversation a bunch of times. Margot doesn't remember the details. Margot doesn't remember the details because it was an imagination. Margot imagined things, and then she runs around and tells other people.
Then why did
there's enough
YouTube
liars
take the video
in this
down?
world. There's enough liars in this world that people believe in liars. Margot, you did the same crap to me that you did to Jubilee in a different way.
Why did YouTube take the video down?
Will you
Who
explain,
cares?
Margot?
Irrelevant.
Because it was against their standards.
So you claim.
It threatened property.
That's an assumption. You saw information. You jumped to conclusions. Have you reached out to YouTube? Did you ask YouTube? No, you didn't. You're running with assumptions, lady.
No, I reached out to YouTube. That's the first thing I did.
I'm
and I hope Jubilee
I'm
learned her lesson and she never does it again.
I'm seeing a lack of love here. I'm feeling a lack of love. This is, hey, brothers and sisters, why not? This is Jack's life.
Hi. What's up, people?
I'm going to be in so much trouble now.
Margot.
Hi, Noel.
Hi.
Hi, Noel.
Steven, how are you? My day was great.
Hello.
Hi, everybody.
Hello. Happy Titty Cut Tuesday.
Hello.
Happy Titty Cut Tuesday, everyone. Can you say it?
Hey, Trexty,
Happy Titty Cut Tuesday.
Why don't you ask Margot why his family doesn't want nothing to do with him? Oh,
why aren't you celebrating? Nobody's celebrating?
I'm not going to be in this.
It's Titty Cut Tuesday.
Band.
Titty Cut Tuesday.
Hi,
this guy's a real intellectual going on here.
Hi, Noel.
Because women have titties, right?
How are you? Are you doing okay?
I'm doing okay. Please don't get banned, though, Noel.
Why do you...
I'm okay. You know the truth, and I know the truth. And I am being very cautious with my words, so I'm not retaliated against. So,
The best way to make sure you're not retaliated against is to be honest. Because when you stand in the truth, even if people do retaliate, the truth is righteous. You can have honor. But Margot, you, Snafu, Steven, lots of other people have been playing this role in my life, saying a lot of horrible things. And Margot, you have not accepted accountability for the parts in my life that you've been participating in. And I'm not saying you have to.
What do you want me to take accountability for? Give me examples.
I've asked you, you made
I am responsible for saying
I'm
that
trying to answer you.
We're not safe around you.
Who's not safe around me, Margot?
For a while, I didn't think anybody was.
Right. You didn't think, but that's what you told people.
That was
You're
my
a fucking
professional
liar,
opinion.
Margot.
That was my professional opinion.
You were a liar, Margot.
I'm not lying right now.
You are a liar. You have a pattern of lying. You may not be lying in this exact moment. Yes, it's my professional
I'm
opinion.
sharing my
Okay, then.
You know, what do I do? I'm sorry. Sorry.
Can I say one thing, Jack? Why you guys are fighting again? This just doesn't make sense.
because I shared my opinions that Jack doesn't care for, and he gets angry at me. And Trexty asked
Noelle, what Margot just told you was her assumptions. She's a liar. I have told her specifically, it's not just her opinions, it is her denial. Earlier, and I know, Trexty, I see what you're doing. Margot, you were inappropriate for how you treated me. You were inappropriate for how you treated Jubilee. Your professional opinion. A professional actually examines people. You're a gossiping, rumoring, and I don't want to be insulting, but Margot, your behavior has been unacceptable for a long time with me. You've been improving. I'm sorry, I'm losing sight of the good again.
May I ask you a question?
Why?
Because she wants to.
Good
I
answer.
didn't ask you. Why do you want to ask me a question? Do you actually care about what I say?
Yes.
Because you haven't shown patterns of that.
I would draw asking if I could ask a question then.
Yes, you can, Margot.
It's Jack's show, Noelle.
Margot, you clearly do whatever you want. I wish to God you'd have asked questions 7 years ago, 6 years ago, before you went running around all the neighborhoods and the city council and everyone else you could talk about. Oh, this guy Jack is dangerous because I'm a professional and I talk thoughts. You're a fucking idiot, Margot.
That's not very nice.
I don't care. It's not been nice what you've done to me. Margot, when I was at, you guys have no fucking clue how cruel and heartless you were. You were celebrating the fact my son was out of my life. I think maybe.
Dude, it's possible to be cruel whilst speaking very softly, isn't it? And I know you're pissed off, but I don't know if you... What I was trying to do there was not to get shit stirred up again, but there's no offering of here's what I'm accusing this person of because here's what they did. I don't know. It's very strange to behave like that. I don't understand it. Anyway.
Trexty?
Yeah.
Thank you. I lost sight. I lost sight. I'm still practicing. I'm improving. For all who's tuned in and here, please accept my apologies. I don't mean to get so frustrated.
See your name on the screen. It's your channel. Surely you can get frustrated.
Well,
but Jack, you did sue for custody because you were afraid that your wife was mentally unstable.
No, Margot.
Then why did you sue for custody?
Number one, it's none of your fucking business. What do you not understand about this? Number two, it was just as I've explained already. It was out of care for the safety, health, and welfare of my son.
Exactly.
Until she found health.
Exactly.
Okay,
Thank you.
Margot,
What?
this is also a different scenario. This is a father. You're some fucking stranger. Okay, you have no relationship. You don't know the details. You just take little pieces of information. You sit on your high horse. I'm a professional. And then you diagnose everybody as having problems. And you're not looking at you, lady. You've corrupted yourself
He is
and you
a
have.
special needs
You
teacher.
were the one
What
that
the
said you
heck?
wanted to unlive yourself.
Right, Margot.
You
What,
provided the information.
Margot, what? Oh. Okay. She's continuing to bring up things that are just absolutely irrelevant. She's not
And who is
willing
this
to
lady up
communicate.
here?
Sorry, Noelle. What was that?
I just say, who is this lady up here? I don't know her.
Hi, Noelle. My name
Hi.
is T. Hiya. I just happened to drop in because I'm interested in what's going on. I saw Jack looking really happy, and then I saw some stuff going on. I'm still here.
Why are you guys getting between this? Why are you?
May I say one more? May I ask one more question?
Just,
It won't make you mad, Jack.
Do as you want.
Didn't you say yesterday or the day before that you liked my expertise?
There's a time and a place for it. But
Okay.
Margot?
No, thank you. I
Yeah,
yield.
actually,
No,
yes.
I
I
yield.
did say yesterday that in some aspect, I do wish I had your education. Because here today, Trexty is speaking much more calmly. Margot, you have been maintaining your composure, certainly.
and I just got in here.
It's all Noelle's fault.
Nope. I don't blame. I pray to God that people will change. I changed. God allowed me to change. I'm offering support to anyone who believes that change can be available. If you need a little support, clarity, and figuring out what you want to achieve, I'm willing to help anyone who cares. I haven't found anyone who cares, it seems. Thank you for joining, though, Margot, Noelle. You guys have been around for a while.
Can I say something supportive?
Please.
I think it's great that you're going to California with an open mind and excited to get different perspectives and be taught. I think that's fantastic.
Thank you.
We call it professional development in education. We have to continue to get professional development every year. We've got to get so many hours. That's what you're doing for yourself. That's self-betterment. I think that's fantastic.
You should see what happens behind the scenes that you don't know about, Margot.
I'm not going to speak to that.
Yeah, I know. You just want to speak about the flaws. And no, you just gave credit. Margot, I'm really
You're very angry at me, I believe.
well, Margot, I miss my son.
I know.
I miss my friends. You enabled and encouraged Chemo, a man who fucking assaulted me. You encouraged him, which then brought him and Snafu to spread all these horrible lies about me online. And you encouraged others of my friends from AA, from the community, from online to stay away from Jack. Margot, I'm a man. You've treated me worse than fucking, oh my God. Just, and then you still, just like Snafu, you got the balls to show up like nothing, like you've done nothing wrong to me, that everything's great. Yeah, I've been practicing moving forward and forgiveness. But you know what, Margot? I've said this quite a bit, especially since the first of the year. I've really been missing my son.
I'm sorry.
Sorry to hear that.
Is that funny?
No, just like that. I'm sorry.
She's just having a giggle attack. She doesn't think it's funny.
Well, she thinks it's funny when Margot attacks Jack. She's had a lot of fun with that, and she believed a lot of the things you were telling her, Margot. The
She
Jack's
loved when we
fake.
were getting along. She loved when we were getting along.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's
And
a
you know
newer.
that.
Well, I'm seeing her recurrence. She loves seeing Margot just piss all over Jack.
She likes it better when we're getting along.
I hope so.
She
I
does.
hope so.
She does.
I believe that. I do believe that.
I
Thank
know.
you, Margot. Thank you. Guys, here's where I sit.
Can't.
There's something going on in my life. My life fell apart. I've been trying to put the pieces back together on my own for over 7 years now. Well, it's coming up 7 years-ish. You realize I'm inviting anyone who wants to be to see if we can be. Let's become a part of history. Because while I've been on this path I've been, God has allowed me to learn a lot of things. And the things I know, well, the truth sets us free. Why do you forgive and keep bringing up the past? I've noticed I have been doing that. You will never forget, but once you forgive, it's over. That's true. Like Jesus forgives us for our sins. I have forgiven the past, but what I'm trying to get people to realize, Margot, Snafu, Paul, Stephen, all of you guys who have played a part in my experience, it's not been real fucking pleasant with you guys. And the damages that have been created from the past, not just me, others too, Margot, you were a part of my past, part of my past failures. You're not to blame, but you're a part of it. So far, I'm the only one dealing with the repercussions of everyone's actions in my life. And I'm prayerful that it changes. I don't know when it's going to be, but sincerely, you guys who have been insulting me, mocking me, attacking me publicly, I hope you've had some fucking fun. Because I'm going to have fun laughing at your ass when people see how stupid you've been.
But I'm not stupid.
Those who attack people like me, they are not wise. And you were encouraged. You were encouraged, Noel, but we're living this life together. You get tests in life just like me. I suggest you start choosing a little more carefully.
I stick
Who
up
you
for
decide.
myself, Jack.
What's that?
I stick up for myself. You don't know. Oh my God. Well,
I know, but Noel, but you found yourself in some sticky situations by some of the choices you've made. I mean, we all have.
Like how, Margot?
Hey, Margot, thank you for that. Because you're right. We all find ourselves in stupid situations sometimes. And I've learned a lot from my experience, the insanity, some of the crazy attacks and the things I've been dealing with. I've learned a lot. But what Margot just said is true. We all get ourselves into stupid things once in a while. But I tell you what, if you don't change, then you're missing the point. I've been changing me. And I found, I don't know if I should even say this. I've taken steps that I'm prayerful that God may allow me a conversation with my son again. And one day when my son returns into my life, he's going to be damn excited. he will be so thrilled to know me again, because we were so close. We were so close together. That's what made it hurt so bad, too. That's why I was ready to end myself. Margot, you ever think of that? That the reason I was at that state was because everything had been taken from me?
That's sad.
It was sad.
It is sad.
And, well, you, Charles, Brian, Maria, remember all the fun you were having at my expense day after day after day? You showed your cruelty, just like Paul and Stephen showed their selfishness the other day. Guys, what if this is true? What if this is my path? I'm telling you, the way people have treated me, I take a look at the bigger picture, and there's similarities to what I see with the world and God. I'm
But
pretty sure.
You don't want pain for them, Jack.
No, I want pain for no one.
Exactly.
Well, I'm not sure. Margot, I'm looking towards celebrations. My son is going to be so happy when he realizes, oh, my dad was never dangerous. Oh, I don't have to be ashamed of him. You know, what I learned is this world is insane. People drive themselves insane with unforgiveness. And hey, I'll admit, I'll point it out. I guess these conversations, it certainly, my wounds came up, I reacted. I guess I'm carrying some unforgiveness, I guess. But until something changes, I don't know what the hell to do. Here's something else. For anyone who wants to be a part of Jack's success, reach out and give me a chance.
Queen of Sval, I'm not. And you know I'm not.
Oh, that, yeah. Hey, Margot, thank you. I have learned a lot about my triggers through you. And Margot, you do have a strength. You've shown me a strength here today. Your ability to stay grounded and communicate. I appreciate that.
Can I respond to that?
Please do.
You're welcome. And I'm pretty fucking patient with you now.
I would say yes. Probably more so than several others I've experienced. I'd agree with you, Margot.
I'm not trying to pat myself on the back. I'm just trying to, I want you to recognize that.
Thank you. I do. And see, this is actually, here, some observations on love, right? The topic of today. Love beyond any confusion, love is the good. We can see the good in each other. And when we see the good in each other, then that's where we find the love, who we are. Because every one of us, we are vessels of light, love, wisdom, potential. We're all just children trying to figure out this world. And some of the children have grown up with some pretty tough childhoods. We're living through a time right now where the knowledge is being shared. There are so many methods for us to heal ourselves, to achieve more than was available in the past. 2025, it's still ours to create. And if in fact things come out the way that I'm thinking, I don't want to share too much yet because there's still a lot of personal challenges and stuff I'm working towards. But if it comes out true, I think God is going to allow me some support, and we'll find a way to get these messages of love into the administration of our governments and our corporations. We'll have a wake-up call of what's going on. Because mankind cannot continue this path towards hell. It's self-destructive. The wealth transfer that's been happening over the past 7 years, right, or less, there's been an exorbitant amount of wealth transferred from the working class into the owning class, and the owning class is getting more brazen and more emboldened about what they want to do. I think it's possible to change this world, and I believe that's what we were sent here to do. And now that I think about it, it all led to today. So today is a part of it. Thank you, ladies. Sincerely, I appreciate you.
That was an inopportune moment for my Wi-Fi to completely crash. I have a feeling that whatever you said about what the feelings you have for 2025 looks like it was pretty positive. And
we're going to change the world. Seriously. We
good on you, Jack Talcott. Thank you so much for allowing me to come in here. I feel like I've landed on another planet, but it's okay.
May I ask you a question? Where are you located? Are you foreign?
I'm in Ireland. I'm in Ireland. I'm in the dead center, County Westmeath. I'm from the southeast coast, but I'm in the Midlands. I'm born and reared here.
Nice. I had 2 trips planned this year. One to Washington, D.C. That one got thwarted. And then I was, my family's in Manchester, England. I was going there, but then I had to have a life-saving surgery. So now I'm not going there.
I've been in Manchester a few times, yeah. It's a nice city.
Yes, big.
That's good. Great music, man. Background. Guys, I'm gonna dip out. Noelle, good night. Margot, good night. Jack Talcott, keep on keeping on.
Good night.
And mind yourself. Good night.
Hey.
Take care. Well, what time is it there? It's probably not night. It's
at
11:30 at night.
At 6:32 in the PM from Ohio.
Oh, okay.
It's
Well, it's not time for
4:30
bed yet,
from
Noelle.
4:30 from Arizona.
Nice one. Jack, where are you?
I'm in
Where
Washington.
are you in the world, Jack?
The West Coast. I'm in
Nice.
Washington. Yeah, so it's 3:30 here.
You got 4 time zones. That's impressive, Jack. You got 4 time zones on your panel. Wow.
Yeah.
If you don't think you're succeeding,
Nice.
hey, Jack, there's your success for the day. You had four time zones on your panel.
Thank you, Margot. Yep, we're reaching the world. We are. Trexty
World
is
renowned panel.
World renowned. Yes.
Excuse me. What do you do for
no
a
stopping
living?
now.
People?
Oh, Trexie, I
Sorry,
think
Noelle,
had a question for you.
What do you do for a living?
I actually work a few different jobs. I work in health and safety, but I also work with, just to put it broadly, because I don't want to breach anything, but I would work with perpetrators, violent people, basically, to work on behavioral change, to encourage reflection and change in people who've committed violent crimes. Yeah.
Very interesting. Thank you for what you do.
Yeah.
Hey,
absolutely.
I do my best, but hey. Anyway, listen.
You have a very calming.
Thank you all. Good night.
You have a very calming demeanor about you, so I'm sure you're very good at your job.
Thanks. It's chaos in here. Don't worry. Underneath the calm exterior, but it's all okay. Hey, listen. Thank you. I am going to dip out. Thank you, Jack, and mind yourselves.
Hey, blessings to you. Appreciate you joining, and you are welcome to return again. Hey, Margot, sincerely, thank you. I get frustrated. I got in my feelers again today, but I appreciate you. And Trexie, both of you, you have different experiences, but helping to educate and heal people. Those are important jobs. So I don't know.
And Noelle's here to be adorable and to have giggle fest to lighten the mood a little bit.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And we love her.
Hey, there was this question. Jack, any advice about finding love? My advice is do it. Find love. But don't search for love out there. It'll be found out there. But the first love you've got to find that love that's within you. And the way I find love, it's so simple. Gratitude and appreciation. You start swelling those within you, thinking about, well, this plus this plus this. Oh my God, I'm just overwhelmed. And then you feel love. And when we find the love within ourselves,
An hour and 10 minutes.
In 10 minutes.
it's easier to share. But advice for finding love. Start within. Love yourself as you are, who you are, despite the absence of others, despite the temporary situations. I'm divorced 13 years ago.
All right, I need to duck out. Enjoy the rest of your day, Jack. Noelle, I love you.
I love you,
I'll see
Mom.
you
And
soon.
we will see you each other again.
Okay, love you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Margot. Have a beautiful day, my friend.
And Jack, thank you for like getting along with her. I was just like in the mood, and I'm sorry about my laughter and just like, yeah, sorry.
You're having fun. Thank you for bringing your
You're very
beautiful
welcome.
smile. I
Yes,
appreciate you, Noelle.
Yeah, come on.
I'm gonna do some words on my own though. I'm gonna toss you the back and start shutting it up. Thank you. Hey, that question. Any advice? Your path may be similar to mine. I don't know the purpose for everything, but I know it is important for each of us to come up with, to find and hold the answers, the explanations that give us peace. I'd like to remind you, even if it's been 13 years, that's me. I got divorced I think it was final at the end of 2006. So 19 years. Well, there was a rocky period of a few years with a relationship in there, but for the most part, my life has been single. Doesn't mean that I'll continue that way. So you mentioned it's been 13 years. What I've chosen to do for myself after my last relationship, I mentioned she was partially my inspiration. It was my care and love for her that wanted me to become a greater man than she knew. And I did. And then she didn't want me back. So I kept improving me. And I feel good about me. And so the key is find comfort in your path in life. Trust that there's greater forces. What will be. What will not be, will not be. So just accept whatever is and be grateful. Be joyful. And as long as you're walking with love in your heart, paying attention to what the world shows you, this world we live in, it is mysterious. There are spirits and angels that want to serve us. There's the love of Christ, Jesus, there to bring us, fill us with the Holy Spirit so we can walk with the peace, with the love of goodness and God. Because truly, if you think about this, I know it's true. It makes sense to me. The love who we feel Oh, I love, you fall in love, your relationship, your child, your mother, whatever the relationship, your favorite one. Oh, I love so much. And it can hurt. Your love can hurt. I mean, you can ache inside from love because it's just so powerful. That love we possess for our favorite human being, child, son, dog, whatever it is, I trust that's nothing compared to God. God's love. See, we are the vessels through which God's love comes through. So any love you feel is an experience with God for you. So if you feel love with you, you can share that. And that's what we're here to do. I'm sure that's why we're here. Love is the answer. Even if we don't know the right question, love is the answer. But the right questions are important to ask. And I'm going to wrap it up here. I don't know what to do. Sincerely, I love you guys. I truly appreciate all of you who do see the value in what I'm doing, or at least having fun. You're part of the community. You're part of this group. This is a crazy adventure we're living. And brothers and sisters, 2025, it's ours to create. I want to create a world without wars. I want to create a world without debts, without oppression, without censorship, a world where mankind works together joyfully, honestly, with responsibility, with gratitude and compassion. I'm going to wrap it up. Sincerely, thank you again to all who are part of this. If you've not done it yet, please do the subscribe, invite others. We'll see what happens in our future. Till next time, choose love, peace for everyone, and live without fear. Praise God and walk with peace. Peace.